lot of what was said to clarify kind of how venture works, what people look for, what's the difference between angel money and what happens in accelerators. There were a lot of startups in the audience, and I think it was really helpful for the people in the audience to get some insight about how the world works. There was a lot of very practical discussion, I thought. I actually gave a talk to our executive team a couple weeks ago about what had been so significant in 2014, and I highlighted for them 3 things. One was that the valuations are crazy. Everything's an up round. People are getting amazing exits. It's not true of every sector, and it's not true of every company, but there's enough of it in front of people so that it's created all this energy in the industry. And so that's, of course, we're an acquirer, so we pay a lot of attention to valuations, and so that's interesting for us, but it's also interesting for the industry. The second thing is the level of disruption there is of traditional industries. We've all seen Uber and car services, we've seen Airbnb and hotels. In my industry, in tech, and the kinds of things, the kinds of companies who are our clients, the disruption in something like financial services has been just outrageously intense. And a lot of our banking customers are either frightened or they're doing things themselves to bring innovation into their companies from outside. They're investing in startups or they're creating accelerators. I went to a hackathon in Sweden in the winter. Yeah, I got to be in Stockholm in December. That was great. Well, it was all Christmassy. So the companies that are, or the industries that are being disruptive, are taking action to try to embrace this kind of change, to embrace this kind of innovation. Sometimes they'll succeed and sometimes they won't. The lending club will do what it's going to do, and they won't be able to stop that. I think that kind of disruption will continue because technology is available to industries in ways that were not even true before. I mean, yes, we've been talking about cloud and analytics and social and mobile, for quite some time now, and people have, silly acronyms for that. but the way you can predict the future and the degree of granularity you can get in all of these areas has really changed a lot of industries. In precision agriculture, we have a project in our own lab where you can predict the weather down to a kilometer. That level of granularity, I mean, that's never been done before. And so you can imagine how much that can disrupt traditional industries and really let them do business differently and better in a way they didn't even realize was possible. And so that's the thing that's most exciting for me.